Hello everyone and welcome back to part 26 of our MotoGP 24 Let's Play. Yes, we're back today with round 2 of Season 2 here from Portimao. Of course, ready for the Portuguese Grand Prix. Of course, if you missed out on the video that went live a couple of days ago from Qatar, I would highly recommend going back and checking out. We had an interesting debut ride. We learned a lot about kind of how these Moto2 bike handles, how these Moto2 bikes race each other. Ultimately, it seemed like that the AI were very OP in qualifying and then struggled a bit in race pace. So we'll wait and see as to whether that's the same this weekend. Taking a look at our overall standings, Alonso Lopez tops the board ahead of our teammate Aldeguy there, with Jake Dixon ahead of Celestino Vietti. Having a look at the top class though, Francesco Bagnaia leads the way ahead of Brad Binder there and Espargaro. And you can see Marc Marquez still in P4 as well. So apparently, yeah, I might have messed up with my kind of rule changes inside this game because I don't think we've seen any other Moto3 rider make the step up into Moto2. Apparently that isn't the case for a lot of people there, as Batelli leads the way in Moto3. So an interesting, it's going to be interesting to see kind of how the Moto3 class gets on when I'm not causing havoc within it. But yeah, I've tried to reset some of kind of like the customization options inside this game as well. We also actually need to start looking at bike development this season, so that's going to be interesting to see how we get on as well. We've currently got the second best bike on the grid. The OnlyFans American Racing Team, we're going to be keeping an eye on them all year. They are right down towards the bottom, but get yourself subscribed if you're new. We're trying to hit 3k subs on the channel at the moment, and yeah, let's head then here to Portimao.
A big hello from the Algarve circuit in Portugal. Good morning again from the circuit. Just a few more minutes and the second practice session will begin. We're pretty sure the pace will pick up and we'll start to understand who will be able to book a place in Q2.
Well, yeah, Bahrain was certainly a learning experience for us to kickstart the year, but here as we return to Portimao, I'm a little bit nervous. There's meant to be rain throughout the entirety of the Grand Prix. So yeah, we'll have to wait and see as to how we get on. But of course, yeah, recently, oh, that is so scary into turn 1, and I'm going to be all the way off and in the wall. Ow, that one I'm sure really hurt. Yeah, immediately perhaps forgetting just how big the braking zones are on these bikes. But yeah, I mean, obviously we actually raced around here a couple of days ago on the F1 game as well. So plenty of Portimao this week. I've got to remember though on this game that yeah, obviously we don't run all the way down to the hairpin at the end of this back straight then. So yeah, braking very, very early. I've learned on this bike you've basically got to brake at the start of where it goes yellow on the braking line. That's pretty much your reference all the time. On the old Moto3 bikes, it was somewhere between the red and the yellow normally. I mean, yeah, this is going to be a very, very different experience this weekend because, of course, as well, you know, this bike will lift up, this bike will wheelie a lot more than the Moto3 bike would, especially, you know, when you're trying to put the power down through some of these sections. As we try and make our way there around in towards the final few corners. Yeah, I disabled the tyres and the fuel wear again. Just because ultimately I don't think it makes it as interesting for us. Where I suck at this game, it's better that we get more time to do laps. And it might be why the AI was so fast. It might just be a LaSalle thing. Well, my thoughts and feelings towards Portimao don't ever really change. I do love this place. And I guess the good thing is as well, obviously, with motorbikes, unless you're going to do like Macau or something like that, which is just absolutely mental. I guess the good thing for MotoGP is they can't really go to all of Formula 1's new terrible street circuits. Don't think you'll ever see motorbikes go around Jeddah in particular anger. As making our way through the final couple of corners then to complete my first proper lap. Definitely still a few mistakes were made, so there's easily another couple of seconds on the board. It is so difficult. This bike feels so heavy and so cumbersome into some of the corners. But yeah, 45.4 set by our top rider. We do a 49.0, but I can get a lot quicker. But one thing as well that I think is actually really important with the motorbikes, or at least this Moto2 bike anyway, is that you've got to be a bit more aggressive with the gearing as well. I still run semi-automatic gearbox on this game, so I can override it whenever I feel like, but normally in the Moto3 bike it did a pretty good job. I think in the Moto2 bike, we're going to have to lean on it a bit more there and really kind of force the bike down the gears. As that's exactly what I mean there. I mean, up towards the top of the hill. Decided to short shift this way all the way to 6th. But we do find another second and a half. But it's through corners like this. If we can try and use that engine brake more, we might one day actually keep it between the white lines at turn 1. But admittedly, it is quite a risky strategy leaning on the engine brake as much as we're trying to right now. But it is a quick strategy as well. I'm a little bit worried still that the AI are obviously going to find a load of time once I dive back to the pit lane here. Maybe just when you simulate the time forward a bit, the AI get a little bit too strong. But I mean, that's going to be a 146.5. We're about a second away now. We're doing pretty well. Well, 6 minutes left on the clock then here from free practice. And yeah, looks like the AI, I mean, they've got quicker again, as you would expect, but not by much this time out. So we're going to go back out. We've opted for soft compound tyres. Soft compound tyre even, I should say, on the front as well. We're just going to try and get ourselves into that top 14 here towards the end of qualifying. As can I finally actually hit a line through turn 1? Just about there as well. AI trying to make their way out of the pits as well. Does get a little bit sketchy. Oh, that was aggressive. That was the best line I'll ever do through turn 1. I will never get that nailed like that again inside this game. So now we've got to try and walk and get the lap time hooked up. Come on, we found 6/10 through that first sector. That will put us right towards the front of the order. But you can also use the engine brake as well to try and stop you from falling off on the throttle as well on corner exit. So, yeah, we're picking up a lot of new skills actually early on. I mean, I'm sure some of you watching this are going, yeah, engine braking, that's a pretty basic thing on a motorbike. But, like I said, I'm still a noob and I'm still trying to learn everything as well here. But a couple more corners to go then as we make our way through. This surely is going to be a big enough improvement to see us straight into Q2. So, yeah, Qatar I think was definitely a learning experience for us, but once we go back to kind of the old way with the fuel and the tyres, still think we've got pretty decent pace there. And it makes this game a lot more fun. That in the final corner, finding a little bit more time. We're going to have that gap to our current P1. We go half a second away in P8. That will hopefully be enough to see us straight into Q2. Well, there we go then, taking a look at the times from the end of free practice. We do end up P8 there when all is said and done. So yeah, top riders, I think as we head into qualifying, we'll be looking into the 144s. If we can just get that line nailed in towards turn 1, I reckon we could rival our teammate Aldeguy this weekend. And with fresh self-compound tyres on both the front and the rear, let's go out then here for our first lap in anger. Like I said, so much of this lap is basically dictated by whether you nail the line down at turn 1 or not. We seem to be losing a little bit as well through the final sector to the AI, but you want to be braking really before that curb on the outside and then just tip it in so much earlier than the game originally says there as well. We've got a load of AI making their way out onto the circuit. Want to try and get around them, so we've got some free space, sending it way too early into turn 3. Come on, man, you got to let me do my laps. But it is quite weird as well how obviously this track, the lines are so different between motorbikes and Formula 1 cars. You know, you can lean on the grip so much more, you know, with all that extra downforce and everything else. But it is, yeah, just very, very interesting. You know, there's a lot of places as well where you don't have to brake in a Formula 1 car. That's suddenly a huge braking zone as well on a Moto2 bike. You know, I think these ones, I would assume, are going to be the worst of all three classes in terms of, you know, how sort of heavy and bulky they feel. You know, this thing feels incredibly cumbersome through the corners as we round our way through the final turn then to wrap up our first lap. This felt like a pretty good banker, to be honest. It'll give us a decent time to chase as the session goes on, as well as everybody else. So we make our way up towards the line. It's a 46 flat, a little bit slower than we did in free practice, but not a million miles away. Well, I think, to be honest, if you can just get through this entire session without falling off, you're going to do better than a lot of other riders. Plenty of yellow flags being brought out early on in the session. And, of course, yeah, no matter if you're on a lap, if you're not on a lap, if you are in the sector where a yellow flag gets brought out, you can slow down. It will not matter. The lap time will be invalidated as a 1:45.7. We've still seen no one break into the 44s, but we are getting slower. Not with a line like that, though, down at turn 1. You've got to turn in so early. Come on, just a couple more corners to navigate. This could be a decent improvement for us. Bit of an unorthodox line there through the penultimate corner. trying to get all over that curbing as we try and rotate our way through. Come on, we might find a little bit more as we try and get back towards the line. Make sure you keep the wheels on those curbs there, and it's going to be mighty close with Agura, but we've done it. We go provisional fastest at the moment then. There's still 6 minutes left of the session. So that is not the line again, through down into T1, but we are fastest. I knew it would be too good to be true. I knew that we were going to see the AI find more and more pace as the session went on, and we got one chance to come back out here and deliver a good lap time right towards the end of the session. Otherwise, we're going to be lining up all the way down in P16 there. How on earth the AI found another second, I will never know. I'll be honest, I'm not convinced we're going to be able to find a lot more, but we've just got to go for it. What have we got to lose here right at the end of qualifying? Lose our dignity with lines like that down at turn 1. It just feels like such a lottery in towards that first corner, and then you can never get the bike back on the road. It's over. P16 on the grid. I really thought today could have been something special. We go Alonso Lopez on the pole ahead of Vietti and Gonzalez there. Aldeguy lines up P4. So a good qualifying effort by our teammate in the end. But P16 for us, like I said, that lap time felt pretty good. I reckon sensibly we could have been around the top 10 there. Joe Roberts and Albert Arenas. But yeah, ultimately, I guess we kind of got to take it. It was a good effort. It was a better effort than we did in round 1. We know that some of the AI struggle in the race, so survival is key.
Good morning from Gavin Emmett at the Algarve International Circuit. We are just a few kilometres from the coastal city of Portimao and ready to bring you the Portuguese Grand Prix. In a few moments, we'll move to the main straight to watch the start of the Moto2 race. The cameras are accompanying us to the starting grid, where engineers and mechanics are checking final details before the start. It's been raining on the circuit for a few hours now, and it will certainly not stop before the end of the race. Tyres will really be put to the test, and riders who chose a more aggressive strategy had to opt for 2 mediums.
Well, I'll be honest, I am incredibly nervous as we head into this race. It looks like it's meant to rain throughout, so we've got no real chance of, you know, a well-timed... Well, we might get red flags. It might be like Motegi last season in Moto3 there. Marcos Ramirez has got a long lap penalty. Not sure how much that's going to affect us, though. But as we line up on the grid, yeah, rain, medium tyres going on the bike.
Things ready for the start of the race and the adrenaline's running high. There's only room for one thought in the rider's mind: to make it to the finish line first.
Yeah, I must admit, I think for us today is going to be about survival. We've got the outside line ready for turn 1. It is 10 red lights. And it's going to be lights out and away we go there. So trying to make sure we get a nice clean getaway as best as we can in towards turn 1. How is the other riders going to take it? We're just going to try and sort of take it nice and easy as... Oh, someone's gone off on the inside of me immediately at the first corner there. We got one rider down. We're going to try and look down the inside of a couple of people in towards turn 3. Oh, damn it. A little bit of contact behind. And we just get pushed off into turn 2, into turn 3 there. Trying to get back on and get going again. But for the second race in a row, we have been knocked off in the first lap. Well, I think anything we've learnt about the engine brake throughout the rest of the weekend is basically going to be pointless as we head into the race. Because ultimately, yeah, we just want to try and not fall off too many times here. We've got a warning for the incident down at the first couple of corners. Not really sure what I could have done when you get punted in the rear and then kind of get forced into the other riders in front. But again, though, just like we saw in Qatar, already getting a lot of deja vu, we've got the pace to close back in on lap 1. There's another 2 riders down. I mean, this is just going to be chaos. But already by the end of lap 1, we have closed back in on kind of the main field of riders here. It would be nice if we could do a lap 1 without getting taken off at some point. But yeah, I think we've definitely got the pace and the confidence to still be quicker than some of our other back markers. One thing I hadn't thought about, where on earth do I brake ready for turn 1? I'm going to guess about there. The game reckons it's exactly the same braking line as you get in the dry. The AI have been able to get it stopped there as well. Oh, do not touch the curbs in the rain. That was quite risky as we'll get a little bit pinched through turn 2. Will I get rammed up the rear through turn 3? We'll avoid 1. We're up to P22. Well, I think, yeah, if we just avoid using that engine brake, like I said, leaning on it too much or relying on it at all and just really take things quite easy, we've definitely got more pace in the races than we do in qualifying. And, well, so far I'm happy that seems to have transferred over into the rain as well. There's the other riders struggling with the positioning there. So I feel like Kimi Räikkönen back at 2021 here in the Formula 1 race, he was able to make up like 10 spots on lap 1. Oh, come on. Come on, down the inside. Oh, easy does it. Easy does it. So we're still trying to make moves. I mean, we're almost back into the points already. I don't want to get ahead of myself. So there we go. Ramirez serving his long lap penalty. Oh, that was scary. I thought we were going to go straight into the back of Alcoba, I think? I don't know. I'm probably completely making that name up, but yeah, it is difficult, but it is good to know that the AI seemingly struggle as much as we do here. So we're going to try and give this guy a bit of a push at the final corner. Maybe help him along. Try and have a look around the outside of a couple of riders down into turn 1. Just don't fall off. You've got to let off the brakes so early in towards that first corner there to make sure that you can get the bike rotated through. I mean, Estoril, it's a horrible track for this kind of thing. Oh no, more contact is made and another rider down. That one admittedly was more my fault, as I think that was, I can't remember his name there. Salazar, maybe? I know that was an old Formula 1 driver many, many years ago, but yeah, we're almost, I mean, yeah, the points are right here as, well, third bit of contact in 3 laps, come on. It is one of those horrible things right now where you just cannot override the bikes. You've just got to be trying to stay on. There will be places still to be gained there as well, side by side, as we go over the crest. Again, still don't really know who I'm battling here. It is the number 7 rider. Lucky for some, maybe not for others. So around the outside we'll go. Can we put the power down? Yes, we can. And finally, back into the top 15 we go. I want to try and get a top 10 today. I reckon we've got the pace for it. And I definitely still feel in this game it was harsh as my very first objective. I've got to try and beat my teammate older guy, even though he is one of the best riders in the championship. Almost a half distance now. Still impressed we've only fallen off once. But yeah, top 10 is right there. Come on, I even broke early into someone that time. We almost keep it on the circuit. Well, Dennis Onku apparently is another one of the riders that I've apparently got to try and beat today. So as we all try to have a look around the outside, we'll get the power down on the exit of the corner. We go past one of our rivals, up into unlucky P13. There's still a gaggle of 3 riders just in front. That is the difference between us and the top 10 right now. But you can still see there's so much time is spent not on the throttle or on the brake, just coasting around. I think as always, yeah, the big thing I've got to remember is just about how you cannot afford to brake as you're leaning the bike in. It's fine to do it a little bit once the bike's dipped into a corner, but you cannot do it beforehand there, as up the inside of another one. We've got Arenas there just in front of me as well, as that's going to be new fast lap of the day though, so we've clearly got good pace at the moment. Or around the outside of Arenas down towards turn 1. Try and lean the bike in. Oh, just a little bit of contact there on the exit. We'll move around the outside though, maybe? Not quite. Are we going to get dive bombed now? Oh, Arenas there thought about it. It's just tapping the brake, trying not to come down. 2 corners definitely seems to be ones that I'm very strong at as well. Luckily, we've got no auto spin curb on the inside there, like there is on the official Formula 1 games. Oh, a little bit again, just getting bullied out. You know, it's one of those horrible things. I don't like to kind of lean on the AI and bully them, because they tend to fall off when we do. But they're quite happy to seemingly do the same thing to me as, oh, Lopez! Championship leader Lopez is off, and you can see he's going to try and get back on that bike pretty quickly. But up into 9th place we go here. Don't know where our teammate is either at the moment. He's got to be running up in about P4. And he's got to be in that little gaggle of riders right in front of me. Trying to brake again down at turn 1. There's just no reliable way of stopping the thing. I feel like I'm using the same marker every single point. Just braking just before the curbing there. And sometimes it slows down beautifully. Other times, feels like it just will not slow down at all there. Rather peculiar. There's no puddles or anything like that. You know, we're not aquaplaning. I think we got another rider down. It's another one at the front. We got 2 more down. What on earth is happening at this stage of the race then? 2 more riders at the front of the field going down. And that's got to be, yeah, about 3 of them that have come down in the last lap or so. Vietti still leading the way out in front. But now our teammate Oldergeier is all the way back up into P2. And I can see him just there in front. There's even more contact. Come on, I mean, he just turned in on me. Apologies to Rob in front. I wasn't trying to run into the back of him. So are we going to get dive bombed again? Luckily not. Oh, I'm so sorry. That one was on me. Rob, I apologise. A bit of P4 we go, though. Could we get a podium in just our second ever Moto2 class race here and really make a name for ourselves? We've got no qualifying pace. We seem to fall off every single time on lap 1. But the race pace, especially in the rain, seems to be pretty strong right now. So try and get the run back down towards the first corner. Again, I got no idea where we're going to brake about there again. Is that going to be good enough that time round? I think it is. And look at that. Up at a P3 we go. We've got Aldegar, our teammate, just in front of me. I'd love to beat him here to showcase that we can fight. But it's safe to say that both of the speed-up riders this weekend have dropped the hammer and really gone on with it, battling with our teammate Aldegar as we start the last lap of this race. Vietti has absolutely dominated this one when all is said and done, but look at the slipstream run we've got, and straight past our teammate there down towards turn 1. Once again, can we brake early enough, though? I think we have. Oh, as you just see, it understeers horrendously as you try and get off the brake on the exit. But a bit of P2 we go. Now, oh, this older guy looks for it again there. We have to just squirt the throttle. I mean, our teammate could dive bomb us absolutely anywhere here on this last lap. And look at that. Again, he looks for it. Just knocks us off balance slightly there. So we run it far too deep on the exit of the hairpin. This is the corner where we're normally really strong, though, against the AI. So we've got to try and use that to the best of our ability there. We open up the line through the second part. Just roll on that throttle as early as we can there. And we're having a look to the outside of our teammate. It might switch to the inside, though, as we get the run down the inside there. Up at a P2 again. So we just use the throttle there to straighten back up. Our teammate Aldegar again will have a look down the inside there. But round the outside we'll go once more. And now into the final sector of this race. It is going to be Vietti most likely that takes the win. But will it be ourselves? Or will it be Aldegar there? Huge contact. As our teammate once again will try and force us off our line. Easy on the throttle. Easy, easy, easy. As we try and slow it down, we'll return the favour. More contact being made between the two speed-up riders. But we sneak down the inside. We go back up into P2. As we just take it nice and easy over that final crest. Vietti takes the win out of the final corner. We have survived here at Portimao, and from 18th on the grid, it is P2.
As the riders return to the pits, let's take a look at the final results of this Moto2 race.
Well, what a battle that was with our teammate Aldegar there right at the end of that race. But Celestino Vietti absolutely deserves a round of applause there. A dominant victory when all is said and done there. Both speed-up racing bikes on the podium, though, ahead of Aaron Canet and Joe Roberts there. Chantra in P7 ahead of Guevara, Lopez and Arenas rounding out your top 10 there. So very, very mixed up order from what we saw last time out as well there. And Darren Binder set the fastest lap despite the fact he finished in P21. Not too sure what happened to Jake Dixon to finish over 2 minutes behind, but Moriera, Gonzalez, Agura, Ramirez, Masia, and Eskrig all failing to see the checkered flag. What does that do for our Riders' Championship there? We're up to P4, just behind Vietti, our teammate, and Lopez. So yeah, we've made big gains in the Riders' Championship as well there. Dixon all the way down to P9, still ahead of Agura and Ramirez there. And Guevara as well, getting some points on the board after a terrible time in Losail. Constructors-wise, speed-up racing to the top of the board. We absolutely love to see it. Thank you all so much for watching this video. If you have enjoyed, please do make sure to leave a like, get yourself subscribed, and we'll be back very soon when MotoGP heads to round 3 of the year. We might be somewhere in Spain.